Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear student, it's me Dr. Mansoor Khan, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Guwahati University of Science and Technology. The course which is assigned to me is in radiochemical methods, electrochemical sensors and automation with a course code CHEM 456. Today I am going to deliver my 9th lecture, which is based on stability of nuclides, part 2. This slide shows the outline of today's presentation, which will cover nuclides and their classification, which include stable nuclides, unstable nuclides, and parameter responsible for stability of nuclides, which include even and odd nature of number of neutrons and protons, neutron to proton ratios, binding energy, packing fraction, nuclear force, and finally I will summarize my topic. So these are the outlines which will be explained one by one in the coming slides. Now the first one is nuclides and their classification. Now the question arises that what is a nuclide? Nuclei consist of nucleus, which further consist of neutron and proton. So a nucleus consists of proton and neutron is considered to be a nuclide. So or you can say an atom without electron is considered to be a nuclide. Now proton plus neutron combined called a nucleons, which further consist of proton and neutron further consist of quarks. So that's why neutron consists of 2 up quarks and 1 down quarks, while proton consists of 1 up quarks and 2 down quarks. So this is basically the classification of nuclides, that what is nuclide, what is nucleons, and what are subatomic nuclear particles and what are quarks. Now let's take the example of nuclides of hydrogen, the 3 isotopes. So isotopes leads to the formation of set of nuclides, and in case of hydrogen is one element and it consists of 3 nuclides. One is protium. Protium consists of only a proton. It is the most simplest nuclide. Deuterium consists of 1 proton and 1 neutron. Tritium consists of 1 proton and 2 neutron. And remember that isotopes are same, but they are only difference in the number of their neutrons. So hydrogen has 3 neutron isotopes and 3 nuclides. Now let's come to the nuclide notation, that how we can represent nuclide. So the most modern notation of nuclide is symbol of the element which is present in the center. Below left it represent atomic number, or you can say proton number, while up left represent mass number. So in this case X is the symbol of element, A is the mass number, and Z is the number of protons, or you can say atomic number. And the other one is nuclide of uranium. It is an example. U is the symbol of neutron, the symbol of uranium. 238 is the mass number, and 92 is the number of proton, or you can say atomic number. So uranium 238 is a nuclide which has 92 protons and 146 neutrons. This slide shows the whole periodic table. Periodic table has 118 elements but has more than 3000 nucleides. So the first element in the periodic table is hydrogen, and the 118th element of hydrogen is oxygen. But the number of nuclide is high. Why? Because each and every element has more than one nucleides, or you can say isotopes. This is another example. We have hydrogen, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, helium, and neon. It has total of 126 nuclide, because only hydrogen has 7 nuclide, different type of nuclide which has been, and this is basically given by M. Tonneson, which was published with the name of discovery of isotope with Z less than 10. So the atomic data, and this work was basically published in Atomic Data and Nuclear Data. So he show in this paper that the element has atomic number less than 10 or equal to 10 has more than 126 nucleides. Michael Tonneson was the first who discovered isotopes. In 2015, the total number of nucleides in the universe is 3211. So nuclide discovered in 2019, oxygen 11. It was basically discovered by T.B. Wade et al. in 2019. NP220, Br68, Hg165, and potassium 31. These are all discovered in 2019. And the total number of recorded nuclei in the universe till 2015 is 3211. So after the new discovery, it shows that the number of nuclei in the universe increasing day by day. So now let's come to the stable nucleides. A nucleide is considered stable if it is not radioactive and remain unchanged for 10⁻26 years. That nuclei whose lifetime is greater than or equal to 10⁻28 years will be considered as stable nuclei. So total nucleide is 3300 and stable nucleide in the universe is recorded as 274. So 82 element has a total of 273 stable nucleide whose lifetime is 10⁻21 years. This slide shows the group of element which has only one stable nucleide. Rhodium RH103, indium IN113, iodine I127, cesium CS133, lanthanum La139, praseodymium PR141, terbium TB159, holmium HO165, thulium TM169, lutetium Lu175, tantalum Ta181, rhenium Re185, gold Au196. Along with this, Beryllium, fluorine, sodium, aluminum, phosphorus, scandium, vanadium, manganese, cobalt, arsenic, rubidium, yttrium and nobelium, they also has one stable nuclei which are given in front of the name of the element. While stable nuclei of xenon is 9, xenon 124, xenon 128, xenon 130, xenon 132, xenon 136, xenon 126, xenon 129, xenon 131 and xenon 134. These are the 9 stable nuclei of xenon. And stable nuclides of tin are 10 which are given in the table: SN112, SN114, SN115, SN116, SN117, SN118, SN119, SN120, SN122 and SN124. These are the stable nuclei of nucleides. That's why as compared to the number of elements, the number of nuclide is higher. Now let's come to the unstable nuclide. A nuclide which undergo change by emitting radiation like alpha, beta, gamma, etc. is considered to be unstable or radioactive. Elements beyond lead does not have any stable nuclides. So these are the 36 elements which has no a single stable nuclei. Yani it has a nuclei whose lifetime is less than 10 raised to the power 21 years. The first 82 elements along with stable nuclei also possess unstable nuclei. For example, around 30 radioactive or unstable nuclei of tin are reported. These are given selected unstable nuclei of tin. Now let's come to the second part of the lecture, which is the parameter responsible for stability of nucleides. So the first one is even and odd nature of number of neutrons and protons. So if in nucleides which has even number of neutron or even odd number of neutron or proton or odd number of protons, it is greatly depends on, that is the stability greatly depends on the number of neutrons and protons which is either even or odd. So let's explain this. Neutrons to proton ratio, binding energy, packing fraction, nuclear. So even odd nature of number of protons and neutrons. So helium 2 and 2, this has this is called even nuclide. Why? Because the number of protons and the number of neutrons both are even. Lithium 6 is also even nuclide because lithium has 3 neutrons and 3 protons. Even odd nuclide, lithium 7 has 4 neutrons and 3 protons. That's why it is called even and odd nuclei. Another one is odd even nucleides. So these are the list which are given in the table. So odd and odd nuclei. Now the stability is like that. Even and even nuclei will be more stable. Even and odd will be stable but less than even and even nuclei. Odd even will be less stable than even and odd nuclei, and odd nuclei will be the less stable nuclei which are present in the periodic table. This table shows the number of protons, neutrons, mass number of stable nuclei, example and percentage. So the first row show even number of protons, even number of neutrons, even number of atomic number. So the total number of stable nuclide which has everything even is 165. Example of helium 4, magnesium 24 and lead 28. So the total percentage of these elements on the earth crust or in the universe is 60. The second category is total number of proton is even, number of neutron is odd, mass number is odd, the total number of stable nuclei is 55. Example, oxygen 17, magnesium 25, iron 57, and the total percentage is 20%. Odd, even, and odd, the total number of stable nuclei is 50. Examples are lithium 7, fluorine 19, and copper 63, and the total number of percentage is 18. Odd, even, the total number of stable nuclei is 4. H, hydrogen 2, lithium 6, boron 10, and nitrogen 14. Their total percentage is less than 2%. The greater number of stable nuclei with even number of protons and neutrons can be explained in terms of the energy stabilization gained by the combination of like nucleons to form pair. Now another important terminology is the magic number. Nuclide with magic number of nucleons are particularly stable. The magic numbers are 2, 8, 10, 28, 50, and 82. And the number of are the same for the protons and neutrons. So these include helium, oxygen, calcium, etc., etc. So neutron to proton ratio. Another important parameter is the number of proton and neutron ratio. The number of stability also depends upon. So X is atomic number is represented by Z, number of neutron is represented by N, and N divided by Z is the number of neutron to proton ratio. So hydrogen 1, it has 1 proton and 1 neutron, so it has the neutron to proton ratio is 1. Helium, neon 20 has also 1. Calcium 40 also has 1. Zinc 64 has 1.13. Zirconium has 1.25. Sn 120 has 1.40. Neodymium has 1.4, and hydrogyrum or mercury has 1.53. So stable nuclei with N to N by Z ratio less than 1 is hydrogen, and this is given in the other table. For example, protium, hydrogen 1, it has 1 proton and no neutron, so that's why it has 0. And helium 3, it has 0.5 and neutron to proton ratio. So lead 2,8 has the highest neutron to proton ratio of any known stable isotopes. Neutron to proton ratio, this is 1.54. This is called the Segret chart, which is basically the graph of neutron to proton ratio. Now those which are exactly in line with the stability chart are more stable, while those which are unstable. This is basically the Segret chart that shows the stability zone. So nuclei with N over Z is more stable as compared. When there is an increase in the neutron to proton ratio, then there is also the instability is also increases. The zone of stability contains all of the stable nuclides. However, not all of the nuclides within this band are stable. Other example: iron 55, nickel 59, copper 64, zinc 69. So predicting decay modes: evaluate the proton number, evaluate the neutron to proton ratio. Equal to or less than 82, larger than 82, it will emit alpha emission. For example, uranium lies above the zone of stability, beta emission, neutron emission. So for example, N at 24, it will emit beta radiation. Lies below the zone of stability, positron emission, electron captured. So these are the prediction of decay modes. So you can, from the ratio of proton neutron to proton, even, odd, and ratio, you can predict the mode of decay. So the mode of decay for radioactive elements can be predicted from its position relative to the zone. The summary of the today's lecture is: Stability of nuclei can be assessed easily with the help of even odd nature of number of nucleons, neutron to proton ratio. The nucleids with even number of protons and neutrons are the most stable nuclide. Lighter nucleids with the neutron to proton ratio close to 1 and heavier nucleids with neutron to proton ratio close to 1.5 are. Check your learning. Predict the mode of decay of a carbon 14 and xenon. This is your homework, and thanks for your patience.